Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well this Thursday. We're rocking and rolling along. I think it's episode, 130?
It's like 126, 127.
126, 127. So I'm getting a week ahead of ourselves.
We're getting ahead.
We're doing good. But we're excited, guys. Hope you are having a great Thursday. Hope you had a great hump day. A couple of things that we're going to discuss today for you is we're getting a lot of questions from people, which comes from people actually taking action, which is great. A lot of people are calling me, hey, do you buy scratch and dent loans? Or what's a scratch and dent loan? It's probably the first thing we should cover. Now, ultimately, what you have to realize is that a lot of mortgage banks or mortgage bankers will have warehouse lines. And what a warehouse line is you've got to be in business usually for about 2 to 5 years as a local mortgage broker, and you're doing somewhere around $2 million a year in loans, or you're originating at least $2 million to $5 million. Now, what happens then is you have a big bank that comes along, all right, and will give the local mortgage broker a warehouse line. It's kind of like a credit card to lend on, okay? And so, actually, Greg, jump up here, grab the $100,000, okay? So Greg, stand here, here with me. So Greg is a local mortgage broker, okay? And you're doing loans, right? He's doing loans in and out. And so he's doing basically,
Come on, Lauren.
come in, there we go. So basically, let's say he's doing $100,000 loans all the time, all right? We got a $100,000 bill here. So he is making a loan, all right? He's out there writing loans. Jen, jump up here real fast, okay? Stand in front of your shorts so you'll be able to see over it. It's fine. We're going to do this little, it's fine. You're good. All right. Don't be so sad. So Jen's excited, though, because she's getting a house, right? Yay! So Greg makes a loan to Jen, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. So she's excited. But Jen, unfortunately, does some shady shit at closing.
Why you gotta be me?
Well, you got to be you, because you're kind of shady sometimes. Okay. So let's say Jen, though, Greg's underwritten a loan, and
You did me wrong.
yeah, and I'm the bank that will buy that loan from Greg, right? I'll buy the loan from Greg because Jen's buying a house. So Jen's buying a house, Greg writes the loan to give it to me, but Jen at the last minute, as Greg's holding this loan here, well, this is the cash that Jen gets to buy her house, but it's a loan here, so we'll do this on the back end side. We'll make it flip here. So Greg's holding this loan, but Jen, say she goes out and buys a washer dryer and finances it right at closing. Or she goes out and decides to try to buy a car at the same time. Well, her credit, say, drops from like 680 down to 640.
Oh no.
Oh no. And as I'm pulling credit the day of funding, so let's say Greg funds on Friday to Jen, well, on Monday, as long as Greg's written that loan up for debt requirements and FICO scores and all that stuff, I'll buy it. But if I run the score and her score is now 640, Greg, you're stuck with that loan. So Jen's going off, being herself, enjoying the house. Greg's got this $100,000 out of $5 million on a line tied up because Greg's making money every time he buys the loan and makes it to Jen and Nicole and all the other people out there, right? He's making 2, 3, 4 points off of yield spread premium and other things, okay? And I'll buy these loans from Greg and give him cash so he can go out and lend more. But if he's got this loan, it's scratch and dent, that's tied up, and that's what it is. I won't buy that loan because A, her credit score is not where it needs to be, or the borrower came in, didn't sign all the required paperwork, didn't get to get notarized, there's a disclosure missing, or Greg goofed up when he was writing the loan and her debt to income ratios are off. All right, or we adjust it. Let's say she does have a 640 and we would accept the 640, but Monday we won't bump the scores up to 660. So Greg has these loans, his warehouse line that he can't lend against because he's holding it. Because every time he does a $100,000 loan, sells it, he's making money. So if he churns and burns that lump, that 100,000, he can make it. If he move that loan, that 100,000 12 times, and he's making 4 points off of that line, he's making $48,000 off that $100,000 line every year, right? Well, if it gets stuck up for 6 months, it's not good. It's cost you money. So you have loans. Thank you, Greg. Let's give Greg a big round of applause. Yay! Big round of applause for Jen for playing Scratch and Dent Theater this morning. Okay?
I still got my house.
You still have your house. Now, another thing will happen if Greg sells me the loan and Jen goes late. Let's say Jen's like, oh, this is too much house. Okay? Or is just late. She's constantly late, right at 30 days. Those will also be considered scratch and dent. Now, also, if she misses the payment in the first 6 months, starts to go late the first 6 months, Greg has to come back and buy this loan back from me at full value if she's late, 2 months late. The loan's really only worth 85 cents on the dollar technically. So scratch and dent loans can be a profitable thing if you've got really cheap money and you can get the seller to take a discount. Unfortunately, most banks don't want to take a big discount on their note. We got this pool of scratch and dent loans 13 loans where the average interest rate is below 5%. Well, if I want to make a 10% return on my money for tying my funds up for a year or so, that means the seller of those loans have to look at taking a 50% haircut. Now, don't get me wrong, some of them will, depending on how the note is written or what the issues are. Okay. There was somebody in there that they were 8 months late. Well, yeah, of course they want to take a thing, but they want to get something now. 50% is better than waiting another 9 months to start the foreclosure process or finish the foreclosure process, because they can take that 50 grand back and re-lend it out 12 times to make up the cost. So you just have to be careful on scratch and dent loans, because yeah, you'll get the bar with them, but do they necessarily make sense? You have to look at the issues behind it. Are they late? What's the issue keeping them from buying them? Sometimes people will try to qualify for FHA and they really don't qualify. They they may omit things on their loan application, which we see that happen occasionally. So any questions, comments, concerns regarding scratch and dent theater this morning?
Senator Boyd says seller motivation. She's talking about, I guess, something prior to it.
Seller motivation is definitely because the mortgage company definitely is motivated to move them, but they've got to look at their numbers. And they often have loan committees that meet once a month, once every couple of weeks to decide where they're going to go. On the one pool we looked at, they're like, oh yeah, it's scratch and dent sale is approved. Another one, the borrower's getting refinanced out. They're trying to sell it to another lender at 95% of UPB, a variety of things. What else we getting?
Nothing right now.
Nothing right now. Okay.
Have you dealt with any scratch and dent?
I actually got started in the scratch and dent theater. Well, I was in a theater. I was a thespian, okay, in high school and college. But yeah, we used to buy scratch and dent loans. I have made some really good money off of some scratch and dent loans, depending on the situation. Sometimes the borrowers are driving the mortgage brokers crazy, and they'll sometimes take, if it's 6 months late and they're not paying, of course they'll often look to sell that off. So yeah, you can make some good money. It just depends on the motivation of the seller, the mortgage bank, or the mortgage banker. Because a big loan will tie up their line, and they have to justify that taking that write down, because it's going to take them a while to make it up. But it's still better than making up, because most of them are in the process of making loans, not foreclosing. Okay. But yeah, we got started with scratch and dent loans a long time ago, and you make some good money when the interest rates were higher. Now, so it's not so much because the interest rates are lower. The sellers of these loans have to expect to taking a haircut to come out. Now, there are funds out there that focus on these things, because if they've got really cheap money, like 1%, 2%, when they can make a 7-8% yield, they may be interested in taking them down. Because obviously they get cheap money. They can make 8 times what they're paying their money. So, question. All right. So one of the things you'll also run into as you're calling mortgage bankers or reaching out, scratch and dent is a good foot in the door. Hey, yeah, we'll take a look at some things. It depends on the situation and the interest rate. You have to be careful, though, that banks just don't put a lot of the crap on you that's not movable. Like, you don't want the 500-acre equestrian ranch in some small town in Florida. I've seen crazy things like that. Or the 2-acre vineyard in Sonora, California. Somebody threw at me yesterday. I'm like, 2-acre? That ain't a vineyard. That's like a glass of wine. That's a bottle of wine after you get the house. So that's something to keep in mind when you're looking through this stuff. I mean, hey, the fact that you're getting loans in shows that it works, shows that calling banks works. And one of the great things that we're going to focus on come Monday night for Note Night in America is literally going through, hey, what do you have to do for dialing for dollars? Now, in today's market, in today's great avenue of social media, you don't have to really dial for dollars as much as you used to. You can use LinkedIn and email blasts. to really dive in and talk with people. I had an email blast that went out yesterday. I actually went out Tuesday. Servicing company from Florida calls me that does loans in 15 states. They're sending over a list of some notes from their clients who want to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So had a really good conversation. Plus, he also offers a mortgage servicing program that helps people kind of track their mortgages. So we're reviewing that and going through that and kind of having discussions. We may have Ryan on Terry Ryan on a webinar call before too long. Some stuff. I love it that Jen's going through and cleaning my office or trying to organize it with the mail there for you. Thank you. What are the questions do you guys have out there, everybody? As you see, I'm sporting the swag this morning. The National Social Media Day for Austin, Texas. One of our cool T-shirts. Hashtag SMDayAtex. You can buy these T-shirts if you want. We post a link for it for you.
Yeah.
But we're really excited. We are doing some fun stuff next Friday with our friends at Serving Social, Christy Whites and Elijah Whites, who've gotten Austin on the map for National Social Media Day and tied into and partnering up with Digital Marketer. So we'll be doing some live stream stuff. Like we said, we want to put a challenge out to you guys and gals that are out there that follow us on a regular basis that post things. What are you going to do next Friday? Not tomorrow, but next Friday, as far as kind of sharing your message. Don't get me wrong, we are a big believer that social media needs to be every day. Every day has got to start with marketing. And that's really social media comes in, what you're working on, what you're closing, a day in the life is kind of the ways that you look at things. And that's how you kind of get the word out. That's how you tell your story. Because anytime you can tell stories, you're going to have people much more willing to listen to your stories versus just slamming them with sales, 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 sales. And that's not the best way to do things. You always want to provide content, share the emotional, share the human side, because God knows that we all make mistakes. God knows we're all flawed. And sometimes it allows people to identify you versus a completely spit and polished image that some people put out there. Trust me, we are not by any means spit and polished clean in here, right, everybody?
Oh, no.
We goof up, we have errors. We laugh, we make fun of ourselves, make fun of each other.
We keep a calendar of how many days we're accident free.
We keep a calendar just for Jen to find out how many days she's accident free.
Why are you calling me out today?
You called your own stuff out. I would never said that.
I didn't name names. I just
Yeah, we will keep the names are changed for to protect the innocent.
You flat out bitching.
I thought you said okay, whatever. Anyway, so scratch and dent. Yes, it's great because you get your foot in the door, but it's not always going to be the best use of your time looking at things. And I had somebody, we had a conversation yesterday, like, oh, these are pretty houses. I'm like,
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, they are already suffering from OTSC syndrome. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Don't fall into OTSC syndrome. Yes, the houses look nice because they've been recently financed the last 6 to 12 months. Doesn't make you're going to make any money. Now, what you can do is use images of those loans, images of those houses for marketing to share. Hey, we just got a pool of scratch and dent loans. We're doing something. Here's some of the houses. Because what's going to end up happening is your tribe is going to see that you're doing some things on good houses. And it's going to stick with them long term. So use these scratch and dent loans as a great way to share, hey, what you got going on. You're having some success. You're moving forward and knocking things out. And that's the best way you can do things. So any other questions that just pop up or no? Okay. So today is Thursday. I'm going to challenge you guys one other thing. This morning I was up running to the convenience store real fast and getting some gas and some other stuff. And I think the lady was having a rough day. Sometimes people are having some rough days. It's hot outside. They're working. They're up till 5 o'clock in the morning. They didn't sleep very well. Sometimes if I can share something with you, just smile. Take a second. Do yourself a favor today. If you're out talking to somebody, you see somebody having a rough day, take a second, just look him in the eye and smile. Or say thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Trust me, you will not only get a lot out of it, it'll invigorate you and boost you up. It'll also help make that person feel a lot better. If you see somebody doing a great job, make sure to tell them. If you're out at a restaurant and see a busboy running around doing a good job, drop them a buck or $5. If you see a secretary or an administrative assistant doing a great job and struggling, take a second to tell them that. You'll be surprised how much it brightens their day. Because not everybody is out motivated just by pure money. Sometimes we like recognition. We like being told we're doing a good job. We like the feedback. Unfortunately, not everybody's good at feedback. Sometimes people are doing jobs that they can't stand because they've got to put bread and bacon on the table, which is okay. But make sure and take a second here. Take a second to share with them and smile. If they're ugly after that, then they've really got something wrong with them. All right. One of the great things about being here in Texas is it's a pretty friendly place. Most people are pretty smiling, in a good mood. I would only say a happier place would be California because they've got sunshine all the time, and then probably weed is legal there probably too. Okay. So weed is legal there. That's probably what it is.
And they're all moving to Texas.
Yeah, they're all moving to Texas because they can't afford to buy property there. But being originally from Minnesota, I would go back up to Minnesota occasionally to see family, and people are like, "What the hell are you smiling for? What the hell are you so happy about?"
Smiling's my favorite.
Yes, they're like, because they're not getting any sun, or it's been negative degrees for 6 months straight up there. The ground's frozen from May, or not from from September through May. Just smile. And honestly, if you're calling banks, calling asset managers, smile. People can tell when you're having a bad day. People can tell when you're moody, and you're not going to do anything except burn bridges. And people are like, "Who the hell was that?" I'm going to make sure to not take their phone call. So one of the things I used to do occasionally, I still do it, is I'll take a sticky note. If I'm dialing for dollars and going through that, I'll put a sticky note on the top of my computer. It says, "Smile." All right. If you smile or build rapport with people, you'll often find it goes a whole lot longer down that road towards success.
We
And-
used that when we were calling banks for delinquent taxes.
Oh yes, calling the cities and stuff like that for delinquent taxes. Utilities. Yeah, they're not the happiest of people because they're dealing with people coming in every day and bashing them. Why is my bill? Why is my power turned off? Why is my water? So keep that in mind. Smile, and the whole world will smile with you. And with that, we'll leave you on today's No Closer show. We hope you have a great day. We won't be having a show tomorrow because we have our fast track students coming. We're excited. I think we got 10 people coming in to spend the next 3 days with us. We're really excited at what everybody's going to accomplish. If you're interested, we have like 2 spots left for the July fast track, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. And then we're sold out. Our August mastermind, we are basically almost finished full with that with RSVPs. We have a limited number. I think it's 60 is what Steph said. And we're approaching that here pretty rapidly with people, existing mastermind members, getting RSVP for that. So last couple chances for you for the next 60 days to get things rock and roll for you. Because after August, our next fast track is not till the first weekend or the second weekend of September. We have to decide that today. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Go out, make something happen, and we'll see you all at the top. Bye.